It is Champ Week presented by SoFi. Back in Nashville, Tennessee for quarterfinal Friday inside Bridgestone Arena. The Florida Gators set to do battle again just 6 days after playing Tennessee this past Sunday. And the Tennessee Volunteers roll in as the 4th seed this year out of the SEC. And we just watched the 1 seed, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And man, did they look the part. They were hot on both ends of the floor. Ripping and running, knocking down threes. Just smothered Mississippi State defensively. And our bracket now looks like this. Game 2 on Friday. Alabama advances, and they will take on the winner of this ball game, Tennessee and Florida. These two teams, Tennessee and Florida, just played this past Sunday in the last regular season game of the SEC, which determined that 4-5 spot. Tennessee was tremendous on the offensive glass. They got 47% of their misses. That has been the message all week long from Mike White to his Florida Gators. If we get a chance to play Florida again, if we don't want to rebound, we don't want to win. And Florida's going to have a very physical mentality about them today. This is a Tennessee ball club that has been a little bit inconsistent, but when they are at their best, they can beat a team like Kansas by 18. This is a Tennessee team, Marty Smith, that with all those veterans, their offense, their defense, their balance will be very difficult to handle in this tournament and the next one.
You said the word right there, Jimmy, as it pertains to the Tennessee Volunteers, inconsistent. But Rick Barnes told us last night he feels like if they play to their potential, they can beat anybody. And one reason for his optimism is his pair of 5-star freshmen, Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson. Over the last 8 SEC games, this duo has combined for 43% of Tennessee's offensive output. And if they're going to put away the Gators today, those two young men will have to play well.
I've mentioned the rebounding that Tennessee put on them the last time, and it was multiple guys coming in, crashing that offensive glass. Plus 11 on the boards, but 47% of the misses Tennessee got in this ball game. And it was multiple guys flying in from that spread out offense. We know what Yves Pons and Fulke and Keon Johnson, all of them got a part of it. John Fulkerson was probably his best as a Tennessee Vol this year as a senior. He was active. He was fast with his decisions, fast with his body. Rick Barnes feels really good about where Fulkerson is coming in. The problem for Tennessee today is they are going up against Tre Mann, who has 2 ends. He's that much of a man so far this year. His overall body strength has completely gone to another level, and so has his game. He's got the floaters. He's got the pull-up game. He is now taking good hits, driving that basketball, getting himself to the free throw lane. He is the type of guard, folks, that can lead Florida deep in this tournament. You need a guy that can close you out. Tre Mann is that guy for the Florida Gators. Big game yesterday against Vanderbilt in what was a close ball game. And Tre Mann told Marty Smith yesterday, he said, I refuse to let my team lose. And you need to have some dudes like that if you're going to make damage in any tournament. So technical difficulties for our leader, Karl Ravech, back in Bristol, working on it. So as of now, it's me and Marty Smith inside Bridgestone Arena. Florida and Tennessee, the 4-5 matchup. Florida starts man-to-man. Nice slip by John Fulkerson. That's the start that you know Rick Barnes wants. The active, fast, slashing John Fulkerson out of a ball screen. Tennessee, one of the top 10 defensive teams in the country. You see the starting lineup. Tyree Yap will be the point guard. Now we welcome in our point guard, Karl Ravech. Ravi, you with me, buddy?
I'm with you, buddy. I mean, I just looked at the Alabama box score and realized that only one guy played more than 20 minutes, and that was Javon Quinterly in their win. He got 22. So if they're kind of resting their guys for tomorrow, apparently we decided I'm going to take a little rest to start this one, but now I'm ready to go for the remainder of the game.
You were just anticipating that I was going to have another 4-minute soliloquy in the open. I know how you think.
We've become trained for that. So, yeah, I did shut that down. But you're right. Good start as Fulkerson makes that first bucket. And now it's Santiago Vescovi and Yves Pons playing catch with it. Double teamed as Omar Payne gets the start instead of Derucci. And a tough inside move by Keon Johnson.
Ball screen coverage against Florida has to be tight for Tennessee. Random ball screen offense. It gets man going downhill and Appleby.
Castleton got banged by Vescovi. They don't call it, and that three-pointer falls. And Noah Locke, good three-point shooter, gets off to a good start with his first shot.
You got to be really careful now about coming off Noah Locke as a help defender.
Vescovi picked up by Locke, penetrates the free throw line, then kicks it back to Jaden Springer. Two great freshmen on this team, Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson. Vescovi open for three. That's way off. And Tyree Appleby will push the other way. Vescovi picks his pocket. About face for Fulkerson, who finishes at the rim.
Good hot hands by Vescovi on the defensive end, and the good lay-ahead pass to Fulke. I talked about the energy and the speed that Fulkerson played with on Sunday. It has carried over so far the first 2.5 minutes of this one.
Yves Pons, tough defender on Trey Mann now is Castleton, the Michigan transfer. Hard, good defense by Fulkerson, and look at Pons sky for that rebound. Pass nearly picked off, that ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with Tennessee. Active hands and bodies are flying early.
Yeah, the Tennessee really coming down hard on Castleton. The hot hands of Tennessee early in this ball game. Vescovi will fight you defensively. You go back and grade the film. I know he gives up some plays, but his fight level and his try level and his high IQ defensively makes up for a little bit of lack of foot speed out of it.
Uroš Plapchik, the big guy right there in the corner, 33 into the game for Tennessee. They discuss a couple of things with Fulkerson. As Johnson drives, kicks to an open Springer. That three is no good. Not necessarily his shot, but they'll take it. Tyree Appleby knocks it up at 6.
Florida now in their zone defense. I think we might get a heavy dose of this zone from Florida today. Just the concern of Springer and Johnson being able to make plays. And
Castleton block.
can you rebound out of the zone if you're Florida? That is the question.
Pons worked on that three-point shot, the outside shot, and he knocks it down.
He shot it with confidence, didn't he?
He did.
Pons will probably have some short closeout opportunities today because I don't think Florida is going to overreact to his three-point stroke. Makes him pay early.
Jaden's coming back, Jaden! Jaden coming back to him, Jaden! Get City, get City!
Ravi, Trey Mann is a kid that very confident this year to that 5th, 6th, sometimes even 7th dribble. Last year, that 3rd and 4th bounce became a little bit of an adventure for him, but so much more confident. Big, strong guard that having to fight right now to get any space to operate against that tight Tennessee defense.
Yep, that's something to keep an eye on. How frequently yesterday did we see Mann create with a dribble, drive, absorb the blow, and then flip it up with that right hand. Similar to that. That time it didn't go. He gets it to Osifo. Out of nowhere came Yves Pons for the block. Boy, is he fired up. Arguably the best defender in the nation. Yves Pons, access denied. Access granted by Greg Sankey. Looking forward to talking with the commissioner of the SEC when we come back. We're in Nashville with the SEC tournament.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
No one likes to choose between safe or sporty, modern or reliable. We want both. We want a hybrid. So do banks. That's why they're going hybrid with IBM. A hybrid cloud approach helps them personalize experiences with Watson AI while helping keep data secure. From banking to manufacturing, businesses are going with a smarter hybrid cloud, using the tools, platform, and expertise of IBM.
We are going to Disney World.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Let your tomorrow begin today.
Dream away.
Get 2 extra days added to your ticket when you purchase a non-discounted 4-night, 3-day Walt Disney Travel Company room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels.
Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the truck to get it done. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Tough this smart can only be called F-150.
Hey, how you doing, baby? You look mighty fine. I figured I might come your way and roll up on you with that golden ticket. Shawty, can I get your
Smell irresistible. New X.
All right, soldiers, they think it's over. Well, they got another thing coming, because today we're going big.
Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce, or new spicy Zax sauce. Only at Zaxby's.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket and start your group today.
The last 36, 48 hours, we've seen movement. And in fact, I walked into a meeting yesterday morning with ADs thinking about refunding tickets if people weren't comfortable being at our tournament. And I saw Kermit Davis and Tom Crean. I said, are your guys ready to play? Are they focused on playing? And the message was absolutely. Then, I made an announcement about removing fans last night, and right around that time, you have the NBA announcement. And then the NCAA's, it's called a COVID-19 advisory panel's recommendation to the board that then became public, changed literally the game for us.
1 year ago today, the commissioner, Greg Sankey of the SEC, joined us, and that was sobering, and it was heartbreaking in a lot of ways. And who knew a year later, as the commissioner rejoins us, we would be where we're at. As I look back on that, I'm curious how quickly the wheels spun for you between those 24 and 48 hours relative to the 48 hours prior to that.
Very, very quickly. In fact, I've gone back through notes I made, and I went from that interview to probably a few others, and then quickly just writing down all the things we needed to deal with. And the next day, we shut everything down, weight training, conditioning, practice, everything. And the wheels haven't slowed down since that day.
No, they haven't, and I appreciate you saying that, and I promise we will keep our eye on the game, but so important to get this conversation in with the commissioner, Greg Sankey. Relative to what you wrote down that day, how has the narrative, the dialogue, the notes changed, would you say, over that period? And I know you could talk for an hour and a half.
Or we could program like 24 hours on the SEC network and still have content left. When I went back to those notes, in fact, I tweeted yesterday a copy of the notes from when we made the decision to stop a year ago today. I did it on Thursday just because that was the day of our tournament. The thing that struck me was I wrote at the end, I need help, which was this honest representation of people were going to have to get us back together. And to move forward, that we were going to have to bring people we had never dealt with. And we have just an outstanding person, Dr. Katie O'Neill, who's one member of our medical advisory task force. She's from Baton Rouge. She's here with us this week. Been an enormous source of information. Our testing partners, PAE and Premier Medical Group, we have just a regimented system that is set up that we've been doing for the last 4 weeks around championships. It's unbelievable. what's had to come together to make it work. Not to mention the leadership on our campuses and our athletics programs and our young student athletes who made this work so well.
James knocks down a three. I'll let Jimmy get in 1 second. I'm just curious what you've learned about your institutions, your coaches, your athletes, your administrators, beyond the actual protocols and testing that you just described, what your institutions have said to you over the course of the year.
Really, for me, go back to early July. I spent a weekend on the phone with each individual president and or chancellor from our campuses. I knew they were patient. I knew they were willing to wait. And if anything we did right last summer, it was take our time. We also engaged these medical advisors, looked for third-party testing because our student athletes wanted that. Some of these ideas, don't make any mistake that it was me. It was the ability to listen effectively. And, Alontae Taylor, who's a football player at Tennessee, said, look, I'll be swabbed every day as long as I can play Saturday. That's the passion. That's the learning for giving people the opportunity. And the thanks from young people and coaches here this week to say, hey, thanks for all you've done to make this possible means a great deal to me personally.
Commissioner, I think you do an uncommon job, even during a common year, of having the pulse of the student athletes in our league. How would you sum up the pulse of our student athletes in terms of what they've been through, the discipline, the isolation, all the things that they've done to allow us to continue to play?
Well, it's been hard, and I think they would observe that, but it's been worthwhile. The notion of not doing something just because it's difficult or challenging, that should be behind us. We should be looking for challenges in life, and the number of young people who've stepped up to meet these challenges is remarkable. And you watch the spirit in practice. So, Jimmy, this is the first time I've been able to attend our practices. We usually have meetings this week. We canceled all those. Just to watch the intensity from all of our teams is a tribute to them and shows that competitive fire.
Bailey gets that ball to roll over the rim, 14-8. Tennessee leading Florida. And the Commissioner Greg Sankey of the SEC joining Jimmy Dykes and me, Karl Ravech. Look, everybody would love to turn the page and have crystal balls. We've proven that that's impossible. And yet you remain pretty steadfast in your determination to see this thing continue, and you did that in the beginning of this and in the middle of this when other conferences didn't. We've just seen in the last 48 hours a couple of schools in the ACC come down with a case. We saw Kansas bow out of the Big 12 tournament. What would you say your level of anxiety is over something like that happening here? And if it's low, why is it low?
Well, there's always been anxiety since we began playing last September. I've not had what I would call just a comfortable moment. And probably the few times I've allowed that, Karl, I quickly remind myself, or I'm reminded by circumstance, COVID is still here. It doesn't matter what's happening within states and communities. COVID is still around us, and the hypervigilance you see. So you can see our benches. They're not 6 feet apart. They're 8 feet apart, all measured. We have Connexon devices. I just took mine off. We were the first conference at the college level to do what the NBA had done. And it's a warning device, a proximity tracker. We have done things to put ourselves in the best possible position. And we've been talking about playing this tournament since late January and the commitment to do so. I asked candidly, hey, if we don't want to play, tell me so we can get to work. But again, the competitive spirit's been there, and we've done everything we can to prepare. We've reminded our teams 2.5 weeks ago, looking at the NCAA bubble, if you will, that's coming up, to be hyper vigilant. We're in that window right now where we have to take care. We played every women's basketball tournament game last week. No positive COVID tests among our student athletes, no missed games, no disrupted games, and that's still our goal here.
That's outstanding. 16-8.
Commissioner, I love learning from people. As you look back over this last year, what has the leader of our conference learned about himself?
Yeah, that's it's not about me. Let's start there. It's about them. So behind me, and people can't see where I'm sitting, but it's about them. And that was always the focus. A lot of talk about things. It was about providing opportunities for student athletes. I followed two great leaders, men who I held and hold in tremendous admiration and respect. I think this year I've stepped outside of their shadow as leader of this conference, so that's one learning. I also, when you showed that video, I weighed 30 more pounds then, and the need to take care of myself in this job has been, that's fueled the running. But the need to take care of myself emotionally and mentally has pivoted, you know, how I exist, how I live. And I would just observe that there's lessons in there for everyone. The ability to be outside, to be active, to not let this uncertain environment capture you. For me, I rely heavily on my faith, a lot of reading in the books of wisdom, Proverbs and Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament has informed how I think and how I view things.
Different R's. It's reading and it's also running, which we appreciate. As we get to the 12:38 mark, I guess the last question I would ask is there anything that you are aware of that perhaps you think we all should be aware of with regards to collegiate athletics moving forward, in particular the SEC?
Well, big picture, you know, we do things incredibly well. We provide opportunities, we provide care and support. We don't receive the kind of credit. We're not perfect. This is not a perfect endeavor. Show me the perfect human endeavor, and I'll be happy to model ourselves exactly after that. You see graduate patches out here. In this day of name, image, and likeness, a lot of talk about stuff outside the competition. I have watched the hearts of competitors over and over and over challenge themselves, show up for games when their rosters are short, and play exceedingly well, and discipline themselves to operate within this environment. There's no knowledge of what happens tomorrow, yet we can prepare ourselves to meet whatever challenges ahead.
Well said. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're going to see you run a marathon? That's a yes or no question.
I've done 41. I don't know if 42 is in my future, but I'll try.
How's that? 42. How about that? Jackie Robinson and marathons run by the commissioner, Greg Sankey. Thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. And we'll continue with the SEC tournament in Nashville.
We believe in the power of helping hands. Teamwork that works. So you can find ways to stay close.
When heartburn takes you by surprise, fight back fast with new Tums Naturals, free from artificial flavors and dyes.
My retirement plan with Voya keeps me moving forward. They guide me with achievable steps that give me confidence. This is my granddaughter. She's cute like her grandpa. Voya doesn't just help me get to retirement, they're with me all the way through it.
Voya, be confident to and through retirement.
Bag alert, major bag alert, major bag alert, major bag.
The Bacon Double Stack is back in the Biggie Bag for just $5. Only at Wendy's.
I'll be observing your safe driving abilities, play your cards right, and you could be in for a tasty discount. Let's roll. Hey, check it out. One time I tripped on the sidewalk over here. And a high of 89 degrees. Ooh, ooh! Who just gives away wood?
The Snapshot app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
There's an app.
Save money.
Beth. Well, that came out of nowhere.
With the intelligent control of all-wheel drive and the power of a 2.5-liter turbo engine, there's no limit to the places the all-new Sorento can take you and to the stories waiting for you when you get there. The all-new Sorento, the world's first storytelling machine.
Championship, ACC Championship, and Pac-12 Championship, Saturday on ESPN.
Steam shovel. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. Fulkerson with the flush. And it's now time for today's Game Track. It's brought to you by Travelocity.
Well, this is why where we're at. Tennessee with 5 different guys already scoring at basketball. Points to the paint. Tennessee dominating that part of it. That goes to the physical style that they play with and they played with on Sunday. And Tre Mann has not gotten loose yet, getting a lot of attention from Tennessee. Switching different guys on him, putting him in a crowd when he goes through the elbows. And Tre Mann has to figure this game out offensively and become a factor.
Game plan from Coach Barnes. If you're going to remove, and this is a question you ask all the time, is there one guy you got to remove? Is it Tre Mann, and are they doing that? And if so, Jimmy, how are they doing that?
Yeah, well, Tennessee's got big defenders that can match his size. Right now, Keon Johnson on him. And you see Tennessee coming with heavy gap, full body protection on any Tre Mann drive. That's how you defend him.
Appleby freed himself up too strong with a 3 from behind, a push on Scotty Lewis. His first foul.
Overall, Florida only making right at 7 threes a game. So you can full body gap help against the Florida Gators, with the exception on the side of Noah Locke, and he's not on the floor right now. So the gap defense by Tennessee gets even heavier.
Ball on the ground, and it comes away with Florida. That's Payne who had it. Lewis, freakishly good athlete in his own right. Payne hits the floor. Anthony Derugi's got the ball on the wing, and he'll launch a mid-range 2.
Yeah, Derugi took the shot that Tennessee wanted him to take. There's Fulke again.
Wide open, that ball, goaltending as Payne got back late, already hit the backboard. And Fulkerson picks up points 3 and 4.
Ravi, I believe that is the 4th time in this game already that Fulke has gone out in front of the play in conversion offense. Just taking off on a dead sprint right now for Rick Barnes.
Well, almost, and he's not this guy, but it was almost as if that Sunday finale, the switch flipped for John Fulkerson. He, like many of the guys on Tennessee, have been kind of dealing with nagging injuries. They feel as if they're as healthy as they've been in a while. Josiah Jordan-James, number 5, been dealing with a wrist. That seems to have now fixed itself, or he fixed it. As Appleby goes in amongst the trees, Mann needs one, and he can't get it there. Osifo, the rebound. Appleby 3. Too short. Another offensive rebound. Lewis lost it.
Tennessee just running to any blue jersey that comes at him off the bounce. Really alert is Tennessee right now. They're off defense coverage, off the ball coverage. I talk about the heavy gap coverage, and what I'm talking about, Ravi, is the defender closest to where the ball is. Not the on-ball defender, but that second and third defender closest to the ball. They're coming over with their full bodies, not reaching in the gaps, but full body help.
Appleby will come out. Noah Locke, a 40% three-point shooter, is back in the game. Locke has already knocked down 1 3. You're going to have to find somebody, right, Jimmy, to open up the inside by hitting shots from the outside.
Yeah, well, he's the guy that can loosen up that Tennessee packed-in defense. Mike White's going to go to his full-court pressure here a little bit. Not afraid to change his defenses up at all. He did it yesterday. He's done it all season long. Not pressing quite as much, therefore not fouling quite as much over the last month.
Yves Pons, pogo stick. How high did he get with that one? He just comes up short with the shot, but he can free himself up.
Wow, hold. Really good.
Osifo.
Really good job by Keon Johnson as a big guard. He got caught on a post mismatch, but he fought, man, and had really good position on the high side as a three-quarter defender. A proper hold call goes against Osifo.
Keon Johnson projected a first-round pick. May have had the dunk of the year in college basketball.
He had the dunk in this conference, I know that.
Three fouls each team. The bench as he picked up his second personal.
Strong drive, just didn't get the finish, but really well off of 2 feet. Springer learning to attack the rim, not just attack the paint over the last few weeks.
Tre Same man all the way to the rack. Pons got a hand on that one, too.
That's a made basket against anyone else in this league other than Pons.
Springer, wide open three. No good. Fulkerson was out of bounds, didn't establish, and he's screaming that he did. Have to take a look at that. Did he get both feet back in?
No, he absolutely did.
Looked that way.
Yeah. And Fulkerson goes out of bounds under, but comes back in and has the high IQ to get both feet set on the legal part of the floor. Good job by the officials to come together to get it right.
He'll stay with the Vols. Rick Barnes told us on a given day, we believe we can beat anyone in the country. Do you believe that, Jimmy?
When they're making shots, they can. I mean, they beat Kansas by 18 because they were a very good 15 to 18-foot jump shot team that day because all the other things are in place.
Travel. Johnson, yep, he walked with it, backed in and took some steps.
The question for most teams in the country right now is, are you good enough to beat everybody not named Gonzaga and Baylor and Michigan, at least in my mind? I think Tennessee absolutely is in that group now. Can they handle those three? I don't know. Short list that can. I think there's eight that can win the national championship. We saw one of them earlier, Alabama.
The way they play, they certainly did. Oh my gosh, Pons just ate the basketball. Appleby had nowhere to go, like a giant cloud over his head, swallowed it up.
Ate the basketball. As good a description as I've heard from you this year, and he is so good at keeping his body off of yours. Very difficult to get into his chest.
Tennessee's got 5 blocks in the game, and the Gators continue to struggle from the outside. They've missed 5 threes, 2 of 7.
And the bigs continue to run for Tennessee, and that's what happens, Radley. That's all about the bigs of Tennessee. This time it's Urosh. It's been Fulke earlier. The bigs of Tennessee outrunning Florida, putting rim pressure on the defense, sealing off, creating drive lanes. Good start for Rocky Top. The run game of Tennessee on display early. Throw it ahead, seal it off, bam, attack. And Tennessee rolling early. Rocky Top, rock on.
Look at that weird filet-o-fish sandwich. Ha, 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 why they make it square? If you want big as Arby's crispy fish, 2 for $6, come and get a pair. Arby's, we have the meats.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Should we drive back to the real world now?
No, I like it here. New Mountain Dew Major Melon.
Is your money still saving the hard way? Bucket your money and save for what matters most with Ally Smart Savings Tools for all things money.
Thank you for calling Ally.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
The road to the NFL Draft continues with Pro Days on ESPN.
It's an incredibly interesting draft.
This group is loaded. The 2021 Pro Days on the networks of ESPN. And don't miss the NFL Draft. Begins April 29th on ESPN and ABC.
Everyone wakes up every morning to a world that must keep turning. The world can't stop, so neither can we. Because the things we make help make the world go round. They make it cleaner, healthier, and more connected. It's what we build that keeps things moving forward. So with every turn, we'll keep building a world that works.
And free, and free, and free, and free, and free, down a better down, free, down a better down, free, and free in here, free, 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 down a better down, make it on free, 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 and free, and free, and free, and free, 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 and free. Here we go, it free, and free, and free, free, down a better down, free, it free in here, free, 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 free.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. Free, 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 free.
Welcome back to the SEC tournament here on ESPN. Senior night in Thompson Bowling Arena was emotional. As you can see, John Fulkerson, a Tennessee boy, overcome with that emotion to the point of tears. His teammates embracing him and waving to the Tennessee faithful. This image, ladies and gentlemen, to me says everything about the sacrifice and the passion that collegiate athletes have every day to represent their universities, and certainly for Fulkerson, who again is from Tennessee. I talked to him yesterday afternoon about that image and about that emotion. I said, what were you thinking? He said, I was thinking about how sad it was that it's over for me in Thompson Bowling Arena. And I wondered, is it over for you? He has the opportunity to come back next year if he wants to. And he said he hasn't. He's considered it, but he has not made that decision yet. He said, now I will admit, it would be so hard to pass up the opportunity to come back. Why would you pass that up? He's still thinking about it, guys.
When Rick Barnes and then Rob Lanier, who was the assistant, called him and made the offer, he broke down then, too, as a high schooler and said it was a dream come true. You mentioned it, out of Kingsport, Tennessee. 6'9", and boy, was that an impactful moment for him. Man needs one to fall, and he can't get it. He was free. He's 0 for 6 right now. Look out, Josiah Jordan-James buries a 3, and they're up 13.
Trey Mann just cannot get loose. Anytime he has the ball, he's seen 3 white jerseys locked in. The primary defender and the 2 help defenders. Nowhere for Mann to go.
No, but maybe that was the answer. Where do they go to get points? Castleton hit the jumper. Vescovi knocks down another 3, and Tennessee shooting well from deep, 5 of 10.
Rick Barnes has told us all season long, I want to play fast. I'm having to beg my guys, Keon Johnson, Springer, Vescovi, run, throw ahead, let it fly if it's open. So far, so good today.
Noah Locke, did he step out of bounds? He did. Aggressive Tennessee defense.
Well, when you're not the purest shooting team, you got to have some confidence and get some pace into your game. And that's what Tennessee has brought so far in this tournament. I think they are a good shooting team that at times can take some hard shots. So far, not today. Tennessee has taken a lot of 6-foot to 17-foot shots on the season. That number is starting to drop, though. A lot more heavy on the threes and the shots around the rim and getting to the free throw line off the bounce.
Marty brought it up. What do you make of the possibility that somebody like Fulkerson comes back next year?
Well, he's going to have a McDonald's All-American point guard next year, Kennedy Chandler, to play with. That'd be one enticing thing, because Fulkerson really hasn't gotten any easy looks this year. That point guard spot has not created those easy drop-offs for a kid like Fulkerson. He loves that Tennessee jersey. And he is a unique young man that, from about 90 minutes from Knoxville, it will be very difficult for him, I think, to take that jersey off and really understand, is this the last time?
Great help from Springer there as he picked off the bounce pass intended down low for Castleton.
We talked about Alabama, the 3rd best defense in the country coming into today. Tennessee right behind him, number 4. You're seeing it on display. Tennessee a little more physical in how they go about it.
Vescovi no good. Plavsic had great position, and he laid it up and in the offensive rebound.
The same thing that happened Sunday happening in this ball game. Tennessee just more physical and faster to the ball on the offensive glass. Boy, every pass feels risky, doesn't it, from Florida?
Well, they're so active in white right now. Man is open at the top of the key, but Derugi muscles his way up and in, and a foul on Urosh.
It's a good way to quiet a run, man. Pound that thing inside. Derugi, the all-state high jumper and triple jumper, goes through the contact. Double up on the ball. Plavsic does a pretty good job throwing up a big, strong, tall wall, but Derugi gets just enough separation to let him explode through the chin and to the rim.
Loftic will go out. Keon Johnson back on the floor. The more traditional lineup as Bailey also comes back in for Tennessee. Look at the other teams in the conference. Jimmy still alive, and having that guy play with his size is a bonus that they haven't afforded themselves a ton this year with Uroš.
No, but he's a big body guy that cares. Very smart, high IQ. Rick's played him very limited minutes, but Rick Barnes is a guy that he can understand the importance of a game. I think he knows the physical play can bother Florida, therefore Plavsic gets some run.
Appleby down, and you can see he's gimpy a little bit on that right leg of his. He got tied up with Vescovi, it appeared.
Or just fighting Tennessee as they try to get the ball to the elbow. They finally get it through the nail.
Bailey throws it up, no good, and the rebound on the floor. Derugi had it. They try to call timeout instead. Jump ball, and it'll be Florida basketball in the possession. That was a little more active defense, too, from Mike White's team on that possession.
Well, Mike White right now trying to figure out, how do I get my club back in this game? And you're going to have to score some off your defense, and Mike knows it. They have a 1-3-1 they can go to, a matchup zone. They can go man to zone, zone to man within the possession. And if Tre Mann is not on the floor, that's another question for Mike White right now, is where does he get the offense from? Because that is your scorer and your playmaker, and by the way, your best rebounder, Tre Mann, having a seat.
Mann goes to the bench. He is 0 for 6. He's got 2 rebounds, but he is 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 4 from three-point land. Castleton tries to sidestep Johnson. Again, the defense with a block, and they turn it into a turnover.
High flat ball screen early, trying to get an early post up for Fulkerson. Keep the ball moving side to side if you're Tennessee.
Appleby mismatch, and he's going to get called for the grab on Keon Johnson. Tyree Appleby 6'1", Keon Johnson 6'5".
Johnson and Springer have changed Tennessee's trajectory for me in that NCAA tournament, Ravi, because now they are very aggressive. They are hungry drivers. I talked about it yesterday. Those two cats have the ability to drag guys with them to the rim. Probably the best two that Tennessee has. Bailey can shoot it now.
Man back in, Lewis drops it off to nearly trying to throw it down, and he was denied. Bailey the other way with a push, and Scotty Lewis punching the stanchion on the other end. He wanted Derugi to finish that.
The flying Frenchman comes in again. Multi-talented is Yves Pons. He can do just about anything you want for a weekend, a cool guy to hang out with, but what he cannot do is try to go to the rim when 35 in white is near the restricted arc. The power and the explosiveness, uncommon.
Tennessee Volunteers have 7 blocks in the first half. Long 3 rattles around the rim. And they've got to get Tre Mann going. 0 for 6 from the floor, looking for his first points at 22. In the win yesterday, he was outstanding driving the basketball.
Good switch by Pons, just ate it up.
Fulkerson's got Mason Jitobo, who's into the game for Florida, on him. And Fulkerson fade, no good. Look at Johnson grab that rebound. Kick 3, no, and it's Lewis who comes away with it.
Got to fight, Bailey. Mismatch, good help.
Good pass, and Jitobo had his hands ready for it and laid it up and in.
He sure
Back
did.
within 11.
He wasn't standing and watching the action, Ravi. Good call by you. His hands were exposed the entire time. Didn't get caught with unorganized feet or unorganized hands off of a fast pass.
Pons, no good. Castleton has it. They can get it underneath 10. You wondered the first basket man scores. Will that be the seal is broken and he can go from there? And there is a little roll over the rim.
Makes a hard shot, and he may have to make 4 or 5 hard shots in this game. Nothing's going to come easy. And Mike White keeps him in the middle of the floor, talking about Tre Mann. Gets a ball screen, and he drives outside the lane. Tennessee doesn't overhelp, make him make a tough two. 28-19 in Nashville. Will this be the shot that gets him going? Castleton draws just enough attention that you don't come off of him. Tre Mann with a hard runner floater. We shall see.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
We believe in the power of helping hands. Teamwork that works. So you can find ways to stay close.
Papa John's is known for its crispy, fresh crust full of warm, fluffy pockets. And now they're known for stuffing those pockets with cheese. I love you, cheese. Get a new epic stuffed crust pizza with one topping for just $12. Papa John's.
We make it easy for you. You need to get your taxes right. But we know that money is tight. You can file online for free. Max refund guaranteed. File online for free. Block has your back.
It all starts with an invitation to experience Lexus. The Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get 0% APR financing on the 2021 NX300.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
And it says here on Auto Trader that you offer home test drives?
Yep, wouldn't be a problem at all.
Great. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? Put some pants back on, please. Big boys wear pants.
I am a big boy.
Find dealers offering home services on Auto Trader.
The Audi halftime report is on the way. Coming up, much more on the situations involving Virginia and Kansas pulling out of their respective tournaments, what it could mean for the NCAA tournament. Plus, Juwan Howard and Mark Turgeon get into it on the sidelines. Fonz, as for our game, Tennessee, this is more like it, right?
It is. They're getting it done on the defensive end. But what I love is John Fulkerson is so much more active, Seth. He was dealing with some injury issues. If this team's going to win a game in the NCAA tournament, he's got to give them buckets. 14 last game, 6 today.
Is that Fulkerson or Fulk? Hey, guys, I got a question for you. This is a serious question. When you're seeing Tennessee right now in this moment in time, can they be a team to get to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament? Because it is March.
Yeah, Seth, absolutely they can. I've seen them at their best and I've seen them at their worst. But they've continued to improve offensively, Coach, to the point that they're very aggressive. I heard you talking about before the ball game, the importance of Tennessee playing fast. I think that's why now they're a legitimate second weekend team.
Saw that Big 12 promo tonight. Looking forward to our game, Oklahoma State and Cade Cunningham in action, Baylor. And you saw Texas already advancing because of the Kansas COVID and the tracing protocols that have got them out of that Big 12 tournament. Much more coming up with the guys on what it means to them as well as Virginia. And Kevin's point's well taken, not just about their conference tournaments, but how that works with regards to the NCAA tournament. Vescovi, hands were high when he got it. His 3 misses. And we got 2.5 left here. Tennessee, in spite of their great defense. And oh, by the way, if you're scoring at home, Yves Pons has 6 blocks in the half, which ties his career high. 9 in a game is the record for an SEC tournament, so he's 2/3 of the way there. Trey Mann called. Boy, Pons' defensive play today has been, Jimmy, this is where you cut the film and say, just do what he does in this game. Show everybody.
His fast feet, his fast hands, and his fast eyes, just like I described Alabama defensively in the first game. All three have to be operating at a high level to be that type of a defender as an individual, as a team, and Eve is on it today. He has seen everything early, and his feet are covering to the action. He can erase mistakes by his teammates as well as anyone we've had in this league in a long, long time. Just his quickness and his explosiveness, his recovery length, and keeping his body off of yours. Very difficult to score.
He's a very eclectic guy, and in fact, his mom's noted dance instructor in France, so he got his legs into a lot of his activities when he was young by practicing, observing his mom. You could see his emphasis on leg strength, and his ability to jump certainly helps him when it comes to defense. As Vescovi, long-range 3.
Nice offensive possession. Drive, kick, drive, kick. Tennessee drove some tight gaps that time, Robbie. They're forcing the action, just like Rick Barnes wants.
Trey Mann, yesterday he turned a corner and find a lane. Today he turns a corner and finds a white jersey.
Don't foul now. Just sit down and guard.
On the shot clock. Oh, wow. He extended that right arm, but they're going to call it on Pons. Watch the right arm of Scotty Lewis.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Carl Ravitch, on that one. Scotty Lewis felt that shot clock pressure coming down, so he just tries to go make a play. And I thought right there, that is a push off on Scotty Lewis. E. Pons is in legal guarding position. You officiate from the ground up, and you officiate the defense. And to me, the offensive player initiated the contact. Athlete on athlete right there, man. Lewis on Pons. Woo.
There was a great look from Pat Adams there, the other official. You do wonder sometimes, Jimmy, like the third official not involved in the play, does he have his own thinking of what he would have called? He walked away like, okay, all right.
It's sometimes like how I look at you in the Zoom.
Sometimes, usually most of the time.
Again, don't foul right now, Tennessee. Short clock.
Tough Appleby, tough shot, high archer, and it splashes down for him. And he comes back and tries to pick the pocket of Vescovi.
I mean, that was huge, man. Cut that thing to 9, and Tennessee played unbelievable defense.
Springer, good defense by Trey Mann. Vescovi bounces to Pons. He's trapped in there. Can't get it to go, and Fulkerson with a foul over the top of Castleton.
How about the shot by Tyree Appleby, though? 36% on the year from the three-point line. With his shot clock winding down, he's behind the backboard as a right-handed shooter. I bet he could only see maybe the front part of the rim from where he took off from. A right-handed guy deep in that right corner, you can lose some of the vision of the rim. Appleby saw enough to get it to drop. A big basket for the Gators.
And a great story is Appleby. He came out of high school with very little prospects to play in college. He ended up at Cleveland State, and he's consistently outperformed the expectations. As Mann fades away. More good defense. Can't get it to go. That ball is out of bounds off Payne. But Tyree Appleby, I know Mike White loves him. He loves his effort. And again, kind of a refusal to be denied when there weren't a lot of folks on the bandwagon early on.
Yeah, he's a fighter at his core. Tyree Appleby is a fighter. And the number one quality you have to have, in my opinion, as a point guard is that. Will you fight? It all starts with your juice up top on both ends.
Good defense, Trey Mann. They're going to call a travel on Keon Johnson. Florida's defense late here in the first half has definitely picked up.
Yeah, what looked like could be a 14, 15-point game at halftime. There's a chance right now to be 7, 8.
Yep.
It's typically Appleby and Trey Mann time right now. I like Florida's offense in this situation, driving the ball to the side of Noah Locke, number 10 in blue, because he's such a good three-point shooter. And you don't come off of Noah Locke. And see what Mike White wants to do with his last possession. That kid right there has gravity ability to the defense and can create a driving lane.
Like to see Locke take more shots if they can get him. He's only attempted one. It was a 3 and it went in.
Back screen for Castleton. There he is.
Block 3, no good. And not a great shooting performance from Florida in the first half. Credit Tennessee's defense. Epon, 6 blocks. Florida 9 of 30 from the field. And a good balanced attack from the Volunteers as they head into the half, leading 31-22. James leads the way with 8. Fulkerson has 6. So does Vescovi. It felt like it could have been a lot worse. Instead of being just 9, Tennessee feels like perhaps could have been, and Fulkerson shaking his head, maybe 15 or more. Let's go to Marty.
Thanks, Ravi. Tennessee coach Rick Barnes joins us now. Coach, you guys held Trey Mann 1 for 8 from the field in the first half. What emphasis did you stress to your team to limit him?
Well, it really is a team effort with everybody. It's on the ball screens. Our post guys have to get up there and really not give him room where he can stretch us out. We try not to let him do that, and our guards are having to do a good job to try to weaken it, to keep it on one side. But it really is a combination when we're playing defense with everybody doing their job.
On the offensive side of the ball, 1 for your last 11 from the field. What do you want to see your guys do better in the second half?
The biggest thing I want to see our guards take care of the basketball. We had some just uncharacteristic on the ball turnovers that we shouldn't have, and we can't settle. You know, obviously I think they're more than content to let us shoot a quick 3 with a certain guy. We still have to make them guard and make them get out and put some effort in on the defensive end.
Thank you so much for the insight, Coach. Appreciate it. Ravi?
All right, Marty, thank you. Bailey 0 for 3 from 3. 7 turnovers for the Volunteers, but they are halfway there. It's 31-22. Back to our studio.
Ravi, thanks so much. 9-point Volunteers lead at the half. We welcome you to the Audi Halftime Report with huge news across college basketball. Kansas has had a player test positive for COVID. They are out of the Big 12 tournament. The Jayhawks topped Oklahoma on Thursday. They were to play Texas tonight. The Horns have now been advanced to the championship game. The news comes just hours after Virginia withdrew from the ACC tournament following a positive COVID test of their own. Kansas coach Bill Self releasing a statement saying, obviously we are disappointed and our players are disappointed. They can't continue to compete for the Big 12 championship. While we have been fortunate to avoid this throughout the season, and they have, there are daily risks with this virus that everybody participating is trying to avoid. We have followed the daily testing and additional protocols that have been set up for us. Unfortunately, we caught a bad break at the wrong time. I look forward to preparing my team in probably a unique way for next week's NCAA tournament. Alfonso Ellis, Coach Seth Greenberg, Kevin Connors here in studio. We know the ACC and the SEC at least use these Connexon devices, which can tell you who you're in contact with. They give you a printout at the end of the day and let you know about that. That's for right now. Coach, as it relates to the NCAA tournament, how do we expect the NCAA to act?
The NCAA has a conundrum, because here's the deal. All the games are going to be played in the state of Indiana, but there are different counties. So the 3 different host sites, Purdue, Indiana, and obviously Indianapolis. They're 3 different counties. They all have different protocols. So actually, a team could be eligible to compete in Indianapolis, which is Marion County, but not be eligible to compete at Purdue, which is Tippecanoe County.
Yeah.
So where these teams are placed could determine if they're eligible to compete depending on the protocol, which is absolutely crazy. They've got to come up with a protocol for the state, and then the NCAA can move forward. I'm interested to see how the NCAA handles that.
And Seth, I think because the NCAA is located right there in Indianapolis, they've kind of anticipated that would potentially happen. And what they'll do is they'll just make sure that the teams are playing in the counties that they can and not have any issues. And so I see that happening.
But seating's an issue because, as you see, because we're going through a straight S curve.
Yep.
you know, there's going to be a number of teams that are going to actually fit into this category because of the protocol.
And of course, it boils down to, you know what, is a team going to be totally eliminated, or can we say 2-3 players can't compete? You need to have at least 5 players. That's some of the protocols that have been laid out by the NCAA. Once the bracket is finalized and released, teams will not be reseeded, nor will the bracket change. No replacement teams introduced after the tournament begins. Replacement teams will only be introduced into the championship within 48 hours of the announcement of the field. So 48 hours after the field is announced on Sunday is that window, and then after that, teams will be advanced by forfeiture. So that's what is ahead here with the NCAA tournament on deck. When we come back here, it was a tense scene in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan and Maryland, and the 2 head coaches getting into it. We'll explain why coming up next.
This halftime report is presented by Audi. Future is an attitude.
Ideas exist inside you, electrify you. They grow from our imagination, but they can't be held back. They want to be set free, to make the world more responsible and even more incredible. Ideas start the future, just like that.
Find your rhythm, your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients, so you can emerge your best with Emergency.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here. You'll get a family banquet for $20 with my KFC $20 fill-up. 8 pieces of fried chicken, tasty sides, and 4 fluffy biscuits. It's like a home-cooked meal you don't have to cook. Only at KFC.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
Is it Knicks tape time? Or time for Brooklyn? Reigning champs time? Or championship DNA time? It's NBA on ESPN time. Knicks Nets, Lakers Warriors on ESPN.
Tractor-trailer accidents often result in really bad injuries and huge bills. That's why you need a lawyer experienced in tractor-trailer wrecks.
Call Bart Durham Injury Law.
I'm Blair Durham, and I am a personal injury lawyer.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Get a great deal now on a legendary new 4Runner. Get $1,000 customer cash on a rugged new 21 Tacoma. Or lease this Tacoma double cab for just $179 a month.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
As you know, we've been going back and forth with the insurance company, and I think they finally came to their senses. They've offered $1 million.
Did you say $1 million?
I think we should take it.
We're gonna have to.
More.
Welcome back to the Audi Halftime Report.
Maryland, Michigan. Eli Brooks finds with a tender ankle played, and he was a factor.
Able to get to an open spot there and knock down that 3, but Mike Smith was absolutely terrific, setting up the offense and getting guys easy baskets in this game. 15 assists for him.
15 assists. The guy was playing against Dartmouth last year, and that's what makes this team so difficult. You've got floor gamers on the wings, whether it's Livers, who didn't even score today, or Wagner. But Michael Smith, I think he's the key to this team, his ability to set people up, get them in offense, distribute the basketball. That backcourt of Brooks and Smith, tough.
Michigan trailed by double digits in the first half, came back to win, but the story was that altercation you saw between Juwan Howard and Mark Turgeon.
Turge saw that I was out of the box. He telling the referee, look at my feet, I'm out of the box. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. This is what we're doing today. You worried about my feet being out of the box. And so he said to me, Juwan, I'm not going to let you talk to me. you don't talk to me ever again. And he charged at me. And that right there, you know, like, I don't know how you guys was raised, but, you know, how I was raised, you know, by my grandmother and also by Chicago, because I was raised by Chicago and I grew up in the South Side. When guys charge you, it's time to defend yourself.
So tempers run hot, and it's a heat-of-the-moment thing, but it's also a bad look by the grown-ups here. Alfonso Ellis, how did you see it?
Yeah, I'm disappointed at the behavior, but at the same time, this time of the year, if you think about all that the kids have gone through, all the coaches have gone through, and what's on the line, which is a Big Ten Conference Championship and pretty close to the NCAA tournament, temperatures running hot, and I think that's what we saw in the
Could be COVID fatigue. I talked to some people at Maryland. They have a little bit of different interpretation of exactly what transpired, so the league's going to have to deal with it. That's just the way it is.
Phil Martelli finished the game for Michigan on the sidelines, and the Wolverines move on in the Big Ten tournament. Ohio State, one of those teams that was so good during the regular season, they stumbled down the stretch, but playing much better today. 10-point lead on Purdue as we continue with the Audi halftime report.
Ideas exist inside you, electrify you. They grow from our imagination, but they can't be held back. They want to be set free, to make the world more responsible and even more incredible. Ideas start the future, just like that.
It's that time again. Sneakers squeaking, balls bouncing, refs whistling, and fans eating Arby's Reuben while they coach from their living rooms. Arby's, we have the meats.
This ain't a knock on tradition. Nostalgia has its place. This is for a different breed of rider. Chasing what's down the road untraveled. We're not outlaws. We're outliers. Done sitting in someone else's circle. Be unlike everyone.
This I did it for real. This I lived it for real.
Cell phone repair.
Did you know Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? Just get a quote at libertymutual.com.
Really? Let me check that out. Oh, yeah. I think I might get a quote. Not again. Come on, guys. Do your thing.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, and I will always love you.
Now with Taco Bell's app, you can build your own $5 cravings box. Because you know what you crave at Taco Bell. So eat like you. Build your own $5 cravings box today, only online or with the Taco Bell app.
Hi, I'm a new customer and I want your best new smartphone deal.
Well, I'm an existing customer and I'd like your best new smartphone deal.
Do you?
Actually, it's for both new and existing customers.
I feel silly, but I do want the fastest 5G network.
Oh, I want the fastest 5G network.
Are we actually doing this again?
It's not complicated. Only AT&T gives everyone the same great deal, like the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free when you trade in.
This halftime report is presented by Audi. Future is an attitude.
I'm a creature of habit.
Sloppy first half by the Gators, 9 turnovers, but they are back in it. 9-point deficit at the break. Second half on the way. This has been the Audi halftime report.
The bacon double stack is back in the biggie bag.
All these come pre.
Major bag alert, major bag alert, major bag alert, major bag alert.
The Bacon Double Stack is back in the biggie bag for just $5, only at Wendy's.
Jake from State Farm. If you here, this must be a State Farm commercial.
Sure is.
It also means it's about to go down.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Oh, I've been doing this for too many years. It means something about to go down. Oh, no. Here it comes. Jake, protect yourself!
Have a nice day. I told you, surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Find your rhythm, your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients, so you can emerge your best with Emergency.
It all starts with an invitation to experience Lexus. The Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get 0% APR financing on the 2021 IS300.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Average has no home in your yard. Lucky for you, we don't do average. Instead, we make lawn tractors that aren't just grass cutting machines, they're task cutting machines. In 0 turns, meet 0 compromise. From speed to strength to stripes, they'll level up any lawn. And for the take charge type, we've got electric machines to match. There's no yard like your yard, so it needs a mower like no other. One designed for those who love to lawn.
This is dangerous.
Oh, it's good now, Roger. One bounce and in for the Albatross.
This golf course tests every aspect of your game.
I would have been missing something if I wasn't able to call myself a Players' Champion.
Welcome back. As you're watching Champ Week, it is presented by SoFi. Nashville, Tennessee, home to the SEC tournament one more time. We'll be in Tampa next year at this time. And then back to Nashville through the year 2031. Tennessee's defense, Jimmy Dykes, has been outstanding.
Yeah, 7 blocks in the first half, 6 of them from Eve Pons, but it's the on-ball defense against Trey Mann that has really caught my eye. Just, it seems like to Trey Mann right now, there's 7 white jerseys when he has the basketball. That's how tight Tennessee's defense is in. Switchable parts, fighting him, not making life easy for him at all. Very difficult to score against that Rocky Top defense right now. And Florida's offense on the season, what they've done today, man, a big difference.
So the formula is obviously continue to shut down Trey Mann. If you're Florida, do you try to design plays to free him up, or do you find somebody else to score and use him as a distraction on the outside?
No, I think you got to ride with Trey Mann in this ball game, Ravi, because he's your best downhill driver. He's your best guy in terms of getting to the foul line, and he's a good assist guy that can spray those threes. If you're Tennessee, though, you stay exactly what you did in the first half defensively, making him see multiple defenders, not only the guy on the ball, but 2 guys behind the ball, making a very crowded court right now for Trey Mann to operate off of.
All right, so Mann in the first half, 1 of 8. On the other side, Jaden Springer didn't get going. He was 0 for 6 from the floor. As the second half underway, Tennessee on top 31-22.
To put in perspective how good Tennessee's defense was, Florida scored 0.68 points per possession. That would be their lowest ever in the Ken Pom era if that number continues.
Here's Mann, and again, that time it was the hands of either Springer or Johnson. I think it was Springer who knocked it away, and it was.
Ravi, Trey Mann has only held the single figures 7 times all year.
Appleby decides, I'll take it. That one is off to the left. He was drifting that way, and that's where the ball went. Bad pass. Jaden Springer committed it, getting up in the air, and then tried to find Fulkerson, and he overthrew him.
Well, it's Florida's defense also has to get going in this ball game in terms of creating turnovers, getting out ahead of that Tennessee half-court defense, and scoring with their own conversion offense. A lot of things right now for Mike White to try to get going.
Look at the switching. You had Johnson, and then quickly Pons picked up Trey Mann. Boy, that's lazy.
Yeah, Noah Locke's going to get a seat. I don't know if Mike White didn't like the ball reversal, the lack of movement, whatever it was. But the lazy pass at the end, not meeting the pass. Costly turnover for Florida. To me, Florida needs to have a really good opening 4 minutes in this second half. Good steal by Fulkerson.
He's got it, stumbles backwards as Osifo gave way. Still 10 on the shot clock as Johnson rises, comes up short. Fulkerson deflects it out. And it'll be Florida basketball. They try to run with Appleby.
Carl, that was probably the most physical Florida has been so far in this game defensively.
Trey Mann stepped back, and that's 2.
I'm just watching the off-ball defense of Florida right now. The blue jerseys are really tagging people hard on rolls. Mike White has sent a message to his guys about defensively what we have to do. It has become much more in terms of our body on their bodies.
Omar Payne whistled for the foul, and that'll send Fulkerson to the free throw line for the first time today. Samson Ruzentsev is into the game for Florida. When he's right, he's knocking down threes like layups. We did not see him yesterday shoot very well, but he can stretch a defense and perhaps free up some inside play. 2 in blue.
Yeah, 28 of his 41 attempts on the year are from the three-point line. So you got another guy that can stretch the defense out, maybe another step or two. All that does is open the floor for Trey Mann to get downhill. That's the thinking of Mike White right now, putting 2 in blue in the game.
Castleton on the bench, 1 of 5, only 2 points, been very quiet today. There was a period during this year where he was the best player on the floor for Florida and a real hard guy to guard. Mann takes it. That's that absorption, and he misses the layup, but will get some free throws. A little bit more freer from Trey Mann.
Well, Mike White got Trey Mann in a ball screen, Radley, but what he did in terms of where did he do it? He put him on the third side of the floor with an empty corner. So now Trey Mann can drive that baseline, and Yves Pons just a little bit late rotating over. Taking Trey Mann out of the middle of the floor is Mike White and putting him on the side. Watching right here. Now he's on the side of the floor. It's an empty corner. Go right back at it. Attack the empty corner. Boom, there it is. Seal it off. Get yourself to the rim. Really good job by Trey Mann to see what the defense was giving him and what the offensive set was giving him to work with.
Hasn't always been easy for Trey Mann, a Gainesville kid. A lot of pressure on him last year, a lot of outside distractions and noise. If you were to imagine taking headsets and turning the volume down, he did that from the outside. He's only listening to the things that his basketball folks and Mike White are saying. And now we got a tie up. Fulkerson on the ground. Pons gets in the face of Omar Payne. Rick Barnes is over there grabbing his players and moving them away. From your vantage point, Jimmy, did you see anything?
Just out of the corner of my eye, it looked like Fulkerson took a big elbow. I couldn't tell which Florida player it was, but my eyes were starting to go back up the floor and get a look at it right there. Oh my, he right there.
That one,
gone.
the second one, wow, with the right hand, and that
he will be gone out of this game. Omar Payne.
Fulkerson went with the right, but that's a knockout elbow as Fulkerson collapsed to the ground.
And Fulkerson gets hit to start
Once,
with, boom, and then
twice.
the second one right there. That's, if that's not an F2, then we don't have the rule.
Yep. And you can't do that, obviously, for a variety of reasons, but Omar Payne's going to get thrown out. Watch Pons, he was right on it, having seen what happened. And they certainly were going back and forth with each other. Pat Adams runs over to separate Pons and Payne.
Ravi, there is some real concern for Fulkerson right now. That was as hard of an elbow that connected that I've seen all year long in our game.
Yep.
Right to the side, like the temple area, and he just dropped.
Absolutely have to be fearful of a concussion.
Pat Adams right now on that monitor looking at trying to make sure they work through what they saw and what they are now seeing. And it's not what the Tennessee Vol Nation wants to see right now.
No, but they're happy to see Fulkerson at least get up and walk off under his own power. And yes, Jimmy, there is a reason there is a rule for a flagrant 2, and this certainly rises to that level.
Don't announce it yet until I tell Mike, but it's going to be a flagrant 2 foul. All right? It's going to be a flagrant 2 foul.
Very simple, clear instructions from Pat Adams. You can go tell Mike White first before they announce it in the building.
Fulkerson very slowly walks off. The big concern for Fulkerson is his physical condition, and then more down the road, the impact this has on his ability to return to the action. But he's in bad shape, Jimmy. That elbow, the first one connected, the second one floored him. And you can see he's a little gimpy just walking off with the assistant trainer helping him out.
And Ravi, to me, the first one just kind of looked a little bit like the instincts just kind of took over. The second one to me looked to me like Omar Payne knew what he was doing. I don't know if you saw it the same way, but that second elbow, it came with a purpose from Omar Payne. There's the first one right here, the retaliation. That's absolutely. I think Omar Payne knew exactly the target where he was going for. And that blow, bam, that's all elbow right into the side of John Fulkerson.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Fulkerson, you saw that right hand reach for the shoulder of Payne, and when he felt that hand, the reaction clearly was to throw that elbow in the direction of where that hand was coming from. And what do you think Mike White would be asking Pat Adams? Do you think he suggests, let's look at what led to that?
Well, I'm sure.
What could he possibly be asking?
Yeah, Rav, it's a good point, because I'm sure that Mike White got Omar Payne during that monitor review and said, tell me what happened. Look me in the eyes. Tell me what happened. Don't be afraid to tell me the truth. So Mike White maybe has his thoughts on it. Omar Payne has to leave the floor. He has to go to the floor of the locker room with that F2. And it's 2 shots in the ball for the Tennessee Volunteers. It's a big loss for Florida. It is a much bigger loss for Tennessee.
It's hard to watch, and it's certainly hard to watch the body of Fulkerson crumble to the ground. You see so much of that inside the octagon and UFC. He got hit squarely in the head and just crumbled to the floor. And we'll try to get an update with Marty there as to his condition, but right away you have to assume there will check for concussion, and there's obviously a concussion protocol if that's the diagnosis.
Ravi, this Tennessee-Florida is a heated rivalry in any sport. And the officials right now, I know they will have a quick whistle if anything looks like it's going to escalate here in the next few minutes.
Jump shot made as Appleby sloughed off, and it's a 13-point lead. Keon Johnson now has 8.
Using Trey Mann as a screener into the ball screen for Castleton. Screen the screener into the ball screen. Now Trey Mann's tucked away in the corner. Good offense.
Mann buries a 3. He's hot this half as he's knocked down 3 shots.
Really good offense. They used Trey Mann as a decoy, as a screener. And then they kind of snuck him way in the far corner, and he slid up for the slot 3.
Springer deep in the paint, and he went right around Trey Mann. Nice play by Jaden Springer. Six blocks for E. Pons today. Didn't get a hand on that one, but he certainly altered the shot. Great take. Boy, all of a sudden, Jaden Springer aggressive to the rack.
Tennessee's so good, man, and they're converting in their transition game. They shoot a high percentage, Ravi, in that first 7 or 8 seconds of a shot clock. Not as good as we have in this league. Florida's awfully good at it as well.
Bad pass. Vescovi got in the way of it. And now an advantage for Florida. They get it to Osifo. Mann will launch a 3. Too short. Osifo, that was odd. He didn't have to throw that pass. There was no one on him, and he fired it out of bounds.
The fight in Tennessee's defense has risen up just a little bit since the elbow incident. Vescovi with hot hands, the throw ahead. That body blow basket by Tennessee sending a little bit of a message. Springer, bam, into your body, up and in. Rocky Top in a rock fight right now.
Champ Week continues Saturday and Sunday on ESPN.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich.
Baby, let's cruise away from here. You're gonna fly away. Glad you're going my way.
When you drive this smooth, you save with Allstate. The future of auto insurance is here. Saving is easy when you're in good hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
For every idea out there that gets the love it should, there are 5 more that don't succeed and so are lost for good. And some of them are pretty flawed, and some of them are slightly odd. But many are small businesses that simply lack the tool to find excited people who will stop and say, "That's cool." And these 2, they like this idea, and those 3 like that one. And that's cause personalized ads find good ideas for everyone.
Hey, how you doing, baby? You look mighty fine. I figured I might come your way and roll up on you with that golden ticket. Shawty, can I get your
Smell irresistible. New X. Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
This is the SEC on ESPN. Marty Smith and Jimmy Dykes courtside. Carl Ravitch here at our Bristol studios as the SEC continues. We will crown a champion on Sunday and then hand it off to the guys basically with bracketology. Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Billis, LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg, Dickie Vitale, and of course Reese Davis will help you break down your brackets as we get set for an NCAA tournament that at the very least is going to be unpredictable, and let's hope that only has to do with the action on the floor. A couple of teams affected by COVID during this week's conference tournaments. Kansas out of the Big 12, Virginia and Duke both out of the ACC tournaments. Here are the projections from Joe Lunardi with regards to the SEC teams. As Vescovi launches a three and misses, we just saw Fulkerson leave with a head injury after taking an elbow from Omar Payne, a flagrant truth. He's been thrown out. And Joshua Primo from Alabama earlier today, knee injury. We're still waiting to get a full report on that. They were examining it late. But both of those players, significant contributors to their respective teams.
Ravi, I just talked to the Tennessee program, and they tell me that Fulkerson's still being evaluated by the team physician back in the locker room. He's not ruled out of the game just yet, but they are being quite cautious with him right now.
Certainly makes sense, especially when you're ahead by 17 in this game, and Trey Mann missed that shot. Bond straight up. How high does he jump?
He shoots down at the rim.
He does.
That's how, honestly, like the ball's coming down from the time it leaves his hand. Trey Mann with 9 points in the game on the year. Florida is 15 points better per 100 possessions when he's on the floor. That's a high value kid that Mike White's still just doing all he can to get him going. 3 out of 12 from the floor in this game. And Tennessee's defense has been tight. It's been multiple guys, Ravi, different bodies, but all of them have just kind of sucked up Trey Mann in terms of not letting him turn the corner, get downhill, and get through the elbows or the nail where he lives.
A lot put on Trey Mann's shoulders when the SEC preseason player of the year, Keontae Johnson, collapsed early this season in that game against Florida State. And there you see Key. He is back with the team. He's been with them for a while now, serving in the role of an assistant coach, if you will. But imagine Florida if Johnson didn't suffer that fate December 12th. The great news for Florida and for Keontae and his family is that he is up. He's okay. They announced he wouldn't return in the beginning of February, but they have not ruled out a return to basketball. And that was as dark a moment as we saw in the college basketball season. They did rule that his collapse had nothing to do with COVID.
Well, he is a young man that can back up that sweatshirt, write your own story.
Yep.
He is all about the right things, Keontae Johnson, and the joy that you watch him with his teammates right now in pregame warm-ups. Very vocal, very active, very engaged in the game. There's even times, Ravi, when you go to a timeout, that his voice will be the first one that the players are hearing as Mike White huddles up with his team. Yeah, a lot of trust for that young man, as they should.
We saw that earlier in the game when he was leading the conversation as they came off the floor.
And guys, after Keontae Johnson collapsed, Mike White made the decision, we're just going to cancel the rest of the out-of-conference season, let everybody be away for Christmas. And he said at that point, they weren't even sure if they were going to continue the season. He left it up to the players whether or not they wanted to come back and play. They came back from Christmas, ultimately made the decision that they did want to continue on. And there's no question, though, that the emotional impact of what they managed with what happened to Keontae still hangs over this program and has this entire year since it happened.
Absolutely. Appleby will go to the free throw line. Talked about his fight. This game is becoming a little chippy. You can just tell by the way that Appleby took it and his response to that foul. Like old school SEC physical basketball.
A lot of time left, and Mike White's got 3 or 4 defenses to go to try to change the game. He's going to come with a full court pressure right now. Scotty Lewis on the ball. They'll try to double back and trap if they get an opportunity. Good job by Johnson not to get his back to the basket.
How about his ability to dribble by Tyree Appleby? Keon Johnson and Jaden Springer have elevated their game since that elbow.
That's the kind of stuff that NBA scouts pick up on, because this is a 6'5" kid that a lot of athleticism, trying to get him to turn, bringing that ball up, and he would have no part of it. Not allowing Florida to double back and double team the basketball, just took it all the way to the rim.
8 points and 8 rebounds for Keon Johnson. The freshman out of Shelbyville, Tennessee at 6'5", 186. The other grades on him, looks like a Dykes report card growing up. All A's.
Yeah, absolutely. The last one to me is the most important one, toughness. Because he's going to get on an NBA lineup, and if it doesn't go his way early, he's going to fight his way through it. Those kind of guys last 10 or 12 years in the league. A lot of guys run from hard in life and in ball. Keon Johnson doesn't even understand that theory.
Good pass, and did Jitobo get away with a walk? He did not. He barreled over Josiah Jordan-James. You see the officials, anytime there's contact, quickly to move in.
You can feel the tension, I can, in the building.
I agree.
Really between the two teams. Just as they were walking to their free throw position, a lot of guys bumping shoulders, not giving ground. Just sending a little message of this fight's not over. March basketball, man. If you flinch at any moment, your season's over.
Yves Pons back into the game, the senior out of France. Plavcic goes to the bench. 13-point advantage, Tennessee, 13-15 to play. Alabama waits the winner of this one. Crimson Tide were really, really good today in their blowout win over Mississippi State. Jitobo, they had a trap in the corner. We got 2 on the shot clock. 1, they will not get it off.
Good defense by Florida. That's how they're going to fight their way back in this game. And Tennessee got the ball stuck, Ravi, on the far side of the floor. Never got to this side near me until 2 seconds to go. It was closer than I thought. And you're going to go look at that thing. And no, it's in his hands, clearly. Clearly still in the hands, and right on top of it, Terry Weimer. Feels like a big possession right here for Florida.
Bailey picks up a foul on Appleby in the backcourt. 4th foul against Tennessee, 5th now, 4 for Florida. Rick Barnes talked about at the half with Marty, the turnovers, they got to clean that up. In the game, Tennessee, 11 total turnovers.
Florida with 13, and that's, you talked to Mike White over the last month. Say, Coach, what concerns you? Before he can finish the sentence, he'll say defensive board play and turnovers. That number at 13 right now for Florida is getting a little high. Big body right there in front of the rim, Jitobo.
It was. And how about Appleby drawing 2, which freed it up for Jitobo.
Yeah, the value of getting the ball up on the rim at times. Very important for a guard to be able to do it.
Scotty Lewis doesn't have the blocks that Pons does, but he is the elite defender on the Gators.
Boy, drive Jitobo if you're Pons.
Here we go with 5 on the shot clock. Appleby got his hand in there, and Pat Adams said that's a foul. Boy, that was close.
That's the difference between full body help and hand help or arm help. The reach right here by Appleby. Well, I don't know. It looked like a lot of ball by Appleby as well, but either way, now the 15 foul on Florida.
Another chance for the Gators, Jimmy, to cut it to single digits. Appleby ran into that Pons wall.
A moving screen, I believe, on Jatobo.
(47-36). Getting a little chippy here in Nashville. They call it Smashville, and it's living up to its name right now.
When heartburn takes you by surprise, fight back fast with new Tums Naturals, free from artificial flavors and dyes.
We believe in the power of helping hands. Teamwork that works. So you can find ways to stay close.
Crust is the most important part of stuffed crust. It's half the name. Papa John's crust is made from 6 simple ingredients. 7 if you count all this cheese. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day.
Objection! My credit card doesn't earn double miles on every purchase.
I object to your objection. With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
Order. Please read Counselor's last statement.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase.
I'll allow it.
No further questions, Your Honor. Well, just one. What's in your wallet?
Oh, there's that cute guy from 12C.
Go talk to him.
Yeah, no. Plus, it's not even like he'd be into me or whatever.
You just moved in, right? I would love to tell you about all the great savings you can get for bundling your renters and car insurance with Progressive.
Oh, I was just...
Oh, Tammy, I found your retainer in the dryer.
The dealer gives you a trade-in offer. Will you take it? It feels like you're in the middle of some weird game show. Where did that music come from? Wait, is that... what? Next time, start with CarMax and get a custom offer good for 7 days. The way it should be. CarMax.
How hard is it to catch a crispy, flaky fish? Depends on how patient you are and what pocket you keep $6 in. Arby's fish sandwiches are now 2 for $6 and part of Arby's everyday value. Arby's, we have the meat.
That'd be right before we went to the break. It wasn't Jatobo with a foul. It's right here, Terry Weimer and Mike White. Watch what happens as Mike White walks behind Terry Weimer. Says something that Terry doesn't like and says, not on my watch. Mike White gets teed up going into that last media timeout. This game is hot right now. The players, the coaches, the officials, the tension is real in this building. The rivalry between these two ball clubs, the elbow that knocked out the most popular of all, John Fulkerson, and Tennessee has kind of taken it personal, it feels like to me.
Wow. 84% free throw shooter, and Santiago Vescovi just missed both. Go back a few minutes. This was the elbow Jimmy's referring to. There's a left elbow, a right elbow, and that sends Fulkerson to the floor. There's the left, and that right connects right to the side of the head. As Marty Smith reports, he has not been ruled out, but they're being very cautious with John Fulkerson, and now Marty updates us he has been ruled out for his return. Call on the floor, they're going to get Springer. You know, Jimmy, you just look at the scoreboard and you wonder where are the points going to come from Florida. Trey Mann is 3 of 12. Appleby is shooting poorly, 2 of 9. Remember Scotty Lewis? There was a time where it felt like he was going to be on his way this season to be a 15, 18-point scorer. He has no points yet. Jitoboh, Pons picks up block number 7.
It's the feel for the game that Scotty Lewis still struggles with. And Yves Pons just continues to own the glass and own the rim as a shot blocker in this game. Jumped so high, he blocked that one on the way down. Boy, Jitoboh is setting monster screens, 33 in blue.
Lewis, big kick, lock, buries a 3. Good pass that time by Scotty Lewis.
Really good find by Scotty Lewis, and Noah Locke shot that ball from the slot. Shooters love that. There's something about the vision of the rim in that slot. I talked about it about a month ago. And Noah Locke sees it as well.
Closest the Gators have been in a while, down 8. Johnson gets it to go. Keon Johnson bangs it in. You've got some big boys on this basketball court. It shows you just how big Jitoboh is. Trey Mann, that one is blocked. Not by Pons this time, but Josiah Jordan-James.
Right through the elbow. That is Tennessee basketball. Jordan Bone was so good at it a few years ago on their conversion push. Attack the elbow, attack the elbow, attack the elbow. And Rick Barnes has now got that infused into his guys over the last 3 weeks. Whoever's got it bringing it, multiple guys can attack. That time it gets them all the way to the rim. The protector of the culture of Tennessee basketball is this kid right here. Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams started it. And Josiah Jordan-James said, I got it when you guys leave. And that locker room, their day-to-day belief in how they go about preparing and playing ball and playing for each other, it's all inside that jersey of number 5 in white.
It was down to 8, now it's back to 12. And for all the attention that Springer and Johnson get as 5-star prospects, don't forget the door opened when Josiah Jordan-James walked through it. He's the sophomore now.
Yeah, another McDonald's All-American that comes off the bench, says, Coach, what do you need me to do? And another guy that's kind of like Herb Jones, just a winner. That's what Josiah Jordan-James does for you.
You know, Jimmy, it seems, too, when Trey Mann has the ball and he drives, 3 shirts figure he's eventually going to shoot it, so we're going to try to block it. Wonder if Mann is able to figure that out on his own and find an open guy for a 3 after a drive. Castleton throws Pons out of the way and knocks it in.
Not easy to do. To your point about Trey Mann, Tennessee, though, has consistently, Ravi, put Trey Mann in a crowd in this game in the half-court offense. One more.
High archer over Castleton. Johnson stays on the ground. 3-ball rains in from Bailey.
Just violent, vicious. Tennessee on the offensive glass. Just went and got it.
Zensev trying hard, and he forced that ball into Castleton, led to a turnover. Johnson, the drive, and a charge.
I go back to that last offensive rebound, though, by Tennessee. What they did this past Sunday as well. They got 47% of their misses. Just watch the nastiness, the toughness, the meanness that Tennessee attacks that glass. And it results in a kick-out 3. Tennessee is a team that can kind of smell blood in certain areas of the game. And when they sense you don't really want to fight on the glass with them, they just turn up the heat.
Keon Johnson will take a break. Man, the first easy basket he has scored all day.
Yeah, come with the pressure. That's what Mike White's saying. Pick up. Our defense is good enough to create some turnovers right now. We can get hot. Back-to-back stops, back-to-back makes is what Florida needs.
Bailey blow by, can't get it to go, but it's going to be a foul, and it should be on Trey Mann. We'll see.
Bailey's an important guy, Ratty, for Tennessee in that NCAA tournament because he's capable of getting 20. Wired to score. Big physical guard, transferred from Oregon. Made 45 threes on the year for Tennessee coming into this ball game, which is Tennessee's high.
Yeah.
A guy that can get hot and go on 6, 8, 9-0 runs all by himself.
I told that story during the first game. He was standing there at the NCAA tournament wearing an Oregon uniform. He said he watched Tennessee walk by while he was standing in the tunnel and saw how big and strong those guys looked. 2 months later, he transferred, sat out last year. And now he is seeing his body change, and he likes where he's at with these Volunteers.
I've heard play-by-play guys at our seminar have that same conversation of when they walk by you.
Which part?
How do I get to look like that guy?
Only one of us. Oh, boy, that's a terrible turnover. Zentsev threw that at the feet of Appleby, but either way, it should have been an easy play. There was no pressure at all. At some point, you keep falling behind 13, 15, 16. It's going to be too much to overcome.
It's interesting that Tennessee now only has 20 to work with. A short clock. Put your hands on, it's going to be a call, automatic.
They keep moving Castleton and Osifo in and out. And because this game got chippy with that elbow and the officials have, in a sense, inserted themselves more into the flow of the game, it's hard to have a flow to the game. And Florida needs that. They need a flow.
Yeah, good point by you. Castleton just can't get loose today on any ball screen dives.
Appleby slipped in the corner, and he's able to throw it off a Volunteer defender. Rough couple of minutes for Appleby. The ball inbounded off his foot and then out of bounds, and then he slips and blows a tire in the corner.
He is a fighter, though. You talked about it earlier from Jacksonville, Arkansas. Was overlooked coming out of high school, didn't get the high major offers. And he plays with a chip on his shoulder. That lead guard spot you have to have.
Springer isolated on Ruzentsev, right by him. Castleton with a block. They look for a goaltend. I don't think it was on its way down. It was still on its way up.
Ravi, the corner of the free throw lane is so important offensively. And Springer just fights to get to that part of the real estate. Because once he got there, now the game's in his hands and the spin move comes into play. I'm talking about right here and right here, the elbows of the lane. That is prime real estate. And Tennessee, time and time again, is winning that spot on the floor when they have the ball.
Springer way short with the ejection of Omar Payne for the elbow. We're seeing Samson Ruzentsev far off in the screen, just come out of the game, getting more minutes. And he hasn't played a lot this year, Jimmy. And this type of atmosphere, this type of environment, things are moving a little quick right now for number 2.
Yeah, they are. He's a high percentage-wise. He takes threes is what he does. His overall game's going to grow. I think he's got a lot of toughness about him. Yep. I think it's a really good piece for Mike White to have going forward. I know it is. Sprint out ball screen for Castleton. Tennessee's handled it all day long.
Man, see you later. That ball wasn't going to get to the rim, and that's what I was referring to. Every time he drives, rather than kick, they bring a second or third defender over. Invariably, the shot's going to get blocked, whether he's fouled or not.
And every huddle between the teams, there's a lot of talking still going on. A lot of ball to play. A lot of talking to match it.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Our retirement plan with Voya keeps us moving forward.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, guys. They have customized solutions to help our family's special needs, giving us confidence in our future.
And in Kevin's.
Voya. Well planned, well invested, well protected.
Listen up. This has gone on way too long. If we're gonna win this thing, we've got to go big.
Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce, or new spicy Zax sauce. Only at Zaxby's.
Over mountains high, through valleys low. Stay strong. Fight on.
From downtown. Blocked again. More pressure on the ball. Go, go. Make our own run. Hammers it down. Oh, my goodness. A+, man. I would give A+.
As you know, we've been going back and forth with the insurance company, and I think they finally came to their senses. They've offered $1 million.
Did you say $1 million?
I think we should take it.
We're gonna have to.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Get a great deal on the all-new, all-wheel drive Venza Hybrid. Lease this Venza now for an unbelievably low $249 a month, with 2 years no-cost maintenance included.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, I was just calling to see how your rehab's going.
It's hard, but when will this be over?
You know, every case is different, but we are doing everything we can to move it as fast as possible.
Thanks.
Ohio State led Purdue by 18 at the half, but Fonz Travion has taken over.
6'10", 265 pounds. Dream shake. Left shoulder set. 16 of his 20 points have come in the second half. He is balling.
Ridiculous footwork. I'll tell you one thing, if you double him, the dude will drop dimes like a point guard.
Ohio State shooting 23% in the second half. Ravi, they lead by 1 late.
Amazing game. Conference has been strong all year. Big Ten back here. SEC is 57-43. Georgia Tech advances to the championship tomorrow. Josh Pastner's team's been pretty solid. They were already in the NCAA tournament, according to Joe Lunardi, but they don't have to worry about playing Virginia. The Cavaliers, COVID-19 case. Florida State and Carolina will come up at 8:30 Eastern time tonight on ESPN. Leonard Hamilton's team, typical of where they always are this time of year. You look at them, you fill out your bracket, and you wonder, like, gosh, okay, they should win that game. Ooh, Florida State should win that. They should actually win that game, and you put them in the Final Four. And that's how it always feels with Florida State.
Yep, they're one of the 8 that I think can get there. I think they can win the whole thing. They're one of the 8 teams, Florida State, that can do it. Travion Williams for Purdue. The only guy that has a higher usage rate out of the power conferences than Scottie Pippen is Travion Williams. That's how many possessions he finishes off for Purdue with a touch. Hard to handle. Big body kid that can play.
Pons, he started the game with a 3, and he knocks down a dagger 3 there. Put him up by 15 with 7.5 to go.
Kid that has worked so hard. Thousands and thousands and thousands of shot in the offseason from Pons to develop that 3-point ball. Good job by Bailey to front the post of Castleton. He's on a mismatch right now, so you got a fighting, circling. Really good job by Victor Bailey to get low on Castleton. Well done.
Boy, Scotty Lewis is way off. He continues to be scoreless in this one. How high did he get on that little baseline jump shot? And it's starting to become a runaway 17-point advantage. For a while, Tennessee, a team that has, in the football side, never won a Heisman Trophy, Jimmy. They have the Heisman pose going and never let Florida get close to them. This man knocks one down.
That last basket by Keon Johnson, I tell you what that was. That was isolation ball at the NBA level as a big guard or a small forward. Just post him up and let him go to work. Florida's got to get stops. I said it earlier, but they're right now a must. Back-to-back stops, back-to-back makes. If Tennessee just don't turn it over.
Keon Johnson, a high arcing floater, comes down in the hands of Scotty Lewis. 6 minutes to go. Ball deflected out of bounds by Vescovi.
I want to watch Victor Bailey earlier, Ravi. He's really fighting it right here on Castleton. Castleton is 6'10" and Bailey 6'3". Circling the post, fronting the post, getting lower than Castleton, dropping his hips, driving him back. Really well done when he got mismatched on the inside.
Appleby tries to take it himself, and he nearly had it. He'll get the foul against Bailey. He's one of those guys, Jimmy. You look back at the guy who's defending him, and he sort of gives you that, really? You really, against me, you're trying that?
In the first matchup, when Florida laid the wood to Tennessee in Gainesville, that was the one guy that Tennessee could not stay in front of, was Mr. Appleby. Gets a little high with his turnovers at times, but he's all about having some dog in him as he plays. I love his voice. The leader of this team vocally, and he has a tough, strong, grown man voice about him for a 6'1" kid.
25 points he averaged his senior year of high school with 5 rebounds and 4.5 assists, and Division I coaches thought he was too small. All you got to do is tell a guy with a heart like that he's too small, and he'll end up playing large on a huge scale, and that's what he's doing now.
Trey Mann, Ravi, up to 18 points, but 5 out of 15.
Yep.
Got that free throw line 6 times, with Tennessee making him work.
Trey Mann having a conversation with Pat Adams.
Full court pressure by Florida. I expect they will try to double up and trap and get very aggressive right now. There it is. Go get him again. Get him again. There you go.
Vescovi rarely goes to his right. He'll kick it to Pons. Thinks about it. Now throws up a 3. That's short. Good defense by the Gators. Back-to-back trips.
Get downhill, Trey Mann. Get downhill.
Boy, nearly got away with a walk, and it's a Sifo no. Mann went up for it. Good athleticism by Pons. A run-out Springer. And he reverse layup.
Really good
Scotty
job.
Lewis may have tweaked that right leg of his too, Jimmy, whether he hit a photographer or got a cramp.
I couldn't tell, but it was a really good job by Springer to feel the presence of Scotty Lewis coming in from behind, because had he gone up on the left side to try to finish, blocked, shoot up, spit out, the whole thing. Just a good feel by number 11. What'd you say earlier about Pons? He ate it up.
He ate the basketball.
Yeah, he ate the basketball. Scotty would have done the same thing.
Appleby's three, no good, and here comes Johnson.
Gosh, is he good at that? Right, when I say is he good at that, he is so good at getting your chest into his chest and then getting the ball up high with two hands for the soft release. And Vol Nation starting to make some noise in Smashville.
They put up that Heisman pose again just when it felt like Florida could make a run. It's back to 16. Man, three ball, and he's warm.
Man, is he good. He went to work in the offseason.
Oh, man, Tennessee, when they need a shot, they have made the shots today. Vescovi knocks in his fourth three. And it's back to 16 as Man goes to the rack. He gets fouled by Johnson and will go to the free throw line.
The same Tennessee team that beat Kansas by 20. Watch out for the Vols in March.
Right now, we're heading towards Tennessee-Alabama showdown tomorrow. How tasty would that be? ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. Back to Smashville, Tennessee, trying to close this one out, up 16.
And there you have it. McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. This isn't just another chicken sandwich. No, it's more than that. It's the crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. It's the juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. It's the tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich. You'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Introducing McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwiches.
Not everybody wants the same thing. That's why I go with Liberty Mutual. They customize my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. Because I do things a little differently.
Hey, I'll take one, please. Wait, this isn't a hot dog stand?
No. Can't you see the sign? Wet teddy bears. Get your wet teddy bears 100% wet, guaranteed, or the next one's on me.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch like it's outrageous how this flavor got them shook like.
Hold up.
Work it out. I hit it back with a brand new style. Bring it up into the floor, get wild. We turning up all the way on the down like no. Baby, I'm fabulous.
Limitless possibilities. The boldly new 2021 Nissan Kicks.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
And it says here on Auto Trader that you offer home test drives?
Yep, wouldn't be a problem at all.
Great. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? Put some pants back on, please. Big boys wear pants.
I am a big boy.
Find dealers offering home services on Auto Trader.
In the SEC, the uniforms represent more than uniformity. They represent change. That we are all created equal and should exist as equals. United, we fall.
Never before has United been more of a watchword for what we've all dealt with in this last year, and certainly these teams and what they've had to deal with regards to daily testing and wearing bracelets and monitors, etc., etc. This game got real chippy after the Omar Payne elbow to the face of John Fulkerson, caught him square. We've now seen 2 technicals, one against Mike White, and just going to break, Josiah Jordan-James picked up one for Tennessee. And when Vescovi shot the 2 technicals, he missed them both. In this case, Trey Mann is able to make one of 2.
It's something that Keon Adams. Yeah, Pat said, nope, Keon, not on my watch. Neither team has backed down in their intensity, their jawing, their presence on the floor. I talked about it earlier. There's a lot of rivalry between these 2 proud programs in every sport. This game means just a little bit more. I know it's in the SEC tournament, but anytime Big Orange is taking on the Gators, just a little bit more stuff about you on the court.
Noah Locke has been held in check, 6 points. Now it's Lane going to get a little run right now for Florida. They continue to try to pressure. A huge offensive rebound. Not sure that the Bailey 3 was the shot Rick Barnes wanted. That ball deflected out of bounds, and you can see Rick talking to Bailey in the corner there.
I'm sure that it wasn't the shot that Rick Barnes wanted. It is crystal clear. Got a 13-point lead, 20-something on the shot clock. We don't need quick threes on the first side of the floor. Keep it moving. Florida's trying to trap the life out of you.
Pons in the paint. Look at him just out-jump everybody, including Osifo. Mann knocks down another. What a second half for Trey Mann. He's got 27 in the game, and they are within 11. Check that, 12, 71-59, 3 minutes to go. Trey Mann doing his level best to keep him in it.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
These days, we want sophisticated, but simple. Cutting edge, made user-friendly. In other words, we want a hybrid. And so do retailers, which is why they're going hybrid with IBM. A hybrid cloud approach with Watson AI helps manage supply chains while predicting demands with ease. From retail to healthcare, businesses are going with a smarter hybrid cloud, using the tools, platform, and expertise of IBM.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info.
Ooh, have you looked on the bright side?
Discover never holds you responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card. That's my turtle.
Fraud protection. Discover something brighter.
Look at that weird filet-o-fish sandwich. Ha, 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 why they make it square? If you want Baker's Arby's crispy fish, 2 for $6, come and get a pair. Arby's, we have the meats.
We believe in the power of helping hands. Teamwork that works. So you can find ways to stay close.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is now approved for more patients with chronic heart failure. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about prescription Entresto.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
This is Jim. He's working from home while keeping an eye on the kids, and he still had time to start his own bracket group.
What's your excuse? Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket and start your group today.
Good hands play. It is brought to you by Allstate. What a second half for Trey Mann.
Yeah, Ravi had 2 at halftime and 25 in the second half. And he's done it against good defense because Tennessee has tried to take his airspace away, and he's just created his own with some step backs. He's been aggressive getting downhill. Jatobo has freed him up some with some big ball screen action. Trey Mann hard to guard in this second half. That's hard to do against Tennessee. And a career high and probably the best individual half of offense that Tennessee has given up this year.
I would agree with that. That's his 5th 20-plus game this year. Their problem has been their inability to get any closer, than this 12-8 mark. Tennessee's done phenomenal when it comes to keeping them at bay.
Yeah,
spreading the floor and breaking the press.
Appleby, the only other guy in double figures with 10. Haven't called Castleton's name a lot in this ball game. Boy, the strength of E. Pons. It's going to take more than a hand reach, man, to keep this guy from getting the ball up on the rim. One of the best athletes in the entire SEC. He could probably score points for you in the SEC track meet in some event. Watch the 2 hands try to keep him down. No. A grown man, 35
yes,
and
sure
white.
Is. And an all-around great game for Pons, whose free throw gives him 11 to go with the 6 and 7.
As Marty said in the open, Rick Barnes telling us we can beat anybody in the country when we're playing our best. And there's not a lot of teams that can honestly say that. Rick Barnes believes that about his team, and I do as well. When they are at their best, which is how you judge teams, how far can they go? Is their best good enough? Tennessee's best is good enough to go really far in that NCAA tournament.
Boy, Trey Mann can't miss. Give him 30 for the game.
He's giving it to him, isn't he? Giving Tennessee the business in the second half. So good at creating his own space. Something, Ravi, he could not do last year because he lacked the physical strength to pull it off. Checking to see if it's a 2 or a 3. Just on his own will trying to keep Florida in this ball game.
That'll be 3. Yeah. I guess the question I would ask you, Jimmy, it feels like the intensity for Tennessee, which was high, but it seemed to ratchet up after that Fulkerson elbow that he got from Omar Payne. Can they keep that up? Or do they need something like that to motivate him? Because tomorrow, assuming they win today, is another huge challenge. Can you carry that intensity over? And how do you do it?
Well, I think you will. I think Tennessee's intensity was really good even before.
Yes.
But you're right. It went to a whole nother level.
Especially Pons. You just kind of watch his body language and his face.
Well, you did it to the wrong Vol is the best way for me to explain it. John Fulkerson is beloved by his teammates. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't respond if any Tennessee guy took a shot to the side of the head, but when you do that to Fulky, your leader, your voice, your heart, the tenderness and the sweetness that Fulky has for all of his teammates, that gets Tennessee's attention.
And I would imagine too, Jimmy, when they get a chance, these Volunteers, to see the elbow, it would fan those flames. It would fan those flames again.
That Tennessee culture, Gonzaga has tremendous culture. Baylor, tremendous. Tennessee's is right there with them. That's Jordan Bowden, who a year ago was getting ready to play in his last SEC tournament when it got taken away. And I love the fact they bring a cutout for J-Bo to be sitting on the bench with him in this tournament.
Scotty Lewis, unfortunately, has shot more air balls than he has made baskets today. He continues to have no points. Springer smothered underneath, and the ball goes to Josiah Jordan-James. And a lead 16 with under 2 to go as James now has a dozen. Appleby, no one there, but Johnson fouls him and he'll have a chance for a 4-point play.
The one thing you couldn't do if you're Tennessee. And Keon Johnson just an effort mistake. Jumps at a shooter in transition right here. He's inside the three-point line and jumps outside the three-point line into a shooter. And the toughness of Appleby to take the hit and get it to drop and keep Florida in this ball game. going to call timeout after the made free throw. Nope, just going to set the press. Set the press, come with a trap.
Keon Johnson fouls out, 12-point game. And an easy break. Pons wants the alley-oop. Instead, he gets the bounce pass. He was looking for an alley-oop. Would have been interesting, too, with Lewis guarding him, who would have been able to go up higher. If anybody can come close to Pons, it's probably Lewis.
It did a jump off. Springer should have backed that thing out, though, Ravi. The clock's the most important thing right now for Tennessee. Burn all 26 seconds right now for Tennessee.
Five on the shot clock. Vescovi, that's his shot. Straight on three, no good. Two white jerseys had a chance at it, and Pons ties up Locke. It's Florida basketball.
They used all but, what, 4 seconds of the shot clock. A perfect closeout possession by Tennessee.
No good for Appleby. And the rebound brought down. 12 points, a minute 12 to go. And that 4 seed Tennessee is going to take on number 1 seed Alabama.
Ravi, these two teams have fought their guts out. I mean, they have fought their guts out. It was a physical ball game. There's an intentional flagrant foul. A lot of John, no back down, but I know Florida's probably going to go in there as a 7 or an 8 seed. They showed their strength in that Big 12 SEC challenge by going to Morgantown and whipping them, and that Florida will not be an easy out. They just got beat by a better team today. If you watch this game and show your team as a coach, this is how you're supposed to play in March. You fight your guts out. You're there for your teammates. You make physical plays. Just watch this game, how it was played.
Wonder moving forward what the availability of Omar Payne will be. He threw the elbow, and you certainly wonder about the availability of John Fulkerson, who went down after taking that elbow.
I want to say this as well. I've been in that spot as a head coach. Rick Barnes handled his team beautifully through that situation. You know what, on the other end, Mike White did the same thing. He didn't respond and go nuts over the foul call. He listened to the official make the call. He gathered his team up. And what could have been a very hard, difficult situation that could have escalated, those two head coaches handled it like the pros that they are.
Yves Pons gets credit. He picked up his 8th block. I don't think he got one there, which would have been his 9th. But he did manage to block his 8th shot today. He has been an absolute force, Yves Pons.
Well, as a freshman, he got on the floor because he could pick up the basketball 94 feet and put pressure on your point guard, and his game has just grown from there. The real question mark for Tennessee is John Fulkerson, the health of Fulke. Will he be available tomorrow? Will he be available for the NCAA tournament? We'll have to wait and see. Body blow ball game that Tennessee going to win and advance to tomorrow against the 1 seed Alabama.
Volunteers knock the Gators down in a drag 'em, knock 'em, rock 'em, sock 'em game. Fingers are crossed that Fulkerson is going to be okay, as Payne's elbow got him a flagrant 2 and thrown out. Tennessee and Alabama, as Trey Mann ends up with 30 in a losing effort. So it's 1 versus 4 at 1 Eastern time. We look forward to seeing Tom Hart tonight. Jimmy Dykes will be on. Arkansas and Missouri at 7. And then the late game at 9:30. For Jimmy Dykes, our producer Scott Matthews, Derek Mobley, our director, and our entire crew, I'm Carl Rabbit saying so long from Nashville. It's been a pleasure as the SEC tournament continues.